Okay guys, I want to show you this really cool thing that I accidentally figured out when I was trying to figure out how I'm going to do my Zooms with my kiddos. So if you go to zoom.us and you go to my account, is this where yep, okay. You can see what your name's going to show up as when you're doing your Zooms. Mine used to say Heather, so I changed it to my name. But here's the trick I want to show you. Get that out of the way is you can go right here and create a personal link like I didn't know this. So you click here to customize and then you can put whatever it is you want in here. It has to be unique to you though. So I came up with Olala Library, like perfect, okay? So now if I want to Zoom with somebody, that becomes my link to my personal meeting ID. So if you didn't know this already, everyone has a personal meeting ID. You can just use that same Zoom number over and over and over again for all of your classes. But now you don't need to because you have this one here, zoom.us. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go into classwork. And I'm going to make it so it shows up on my kids' calendar. So I'm going to go create. I have to do it as an assignment. And I'm going to say weekly, Zoom. And I'm going to say this one, for example, is Wednesday, 10 to 10:40. Okay. And then I'm going to say which students, all of them, 0 points. And then I'm going to put in the day. And then, oh, most important thing is I'm going to add that link. And then remember it was Olala Library. Okay, add link. Now if I do this way and I put it into a topic called Zoom and I click assign, then you can see when the student goes into classwork, there's that weekly Zoom right there. So if you just want to put it in there one time, that's fine. Then every time they need to do a Zoom, they can come click on it here. But then it will only show up on the calendar one time. So I'm going to go over here and show you that. So come on, calendar. Now remember that I put that on the Olala staff. Oops, so I want to make sure that box is checked. Let me get this little thing out of the way. And then what day did I put it on? September. There it is right there, weekly Zoom. So if the student clicks on that on their calendar, it will take them to that assignment in their Google Classroom. And there it is right there, they can launch it. If you don't care if it shows up on their calendar, then when you create that assignment, you can just leave out the due date. And then it won't show up on their calendar, but they can just pop back in. I'm going to save it. Every time they know they need to Zoom, they can just come on back into the classwork. Now it's showing what it looks like for me as a teacher, but they can come on in, looks for this one. They'll know it's Wednesdays and they can click here. Again, it looks a little bit different for me because it's showing the teacher view, but if you don't care if it's showing up on their calendar, that's another thing you could do. If you really want it to show up on their calendar, then you're going to need to put it in every single time that it occurs. So if you want one for the 9th, you click save, and then you'll have to create one for the next week and the next week and the next week. So depending on your level of dedication for putting that on calendars, that's how you're going to do that. So let me see. If I want to reuse that post, I can just click create, reuse that post, go to whichever post it is you want to reuse, and then you just click it and reuse, and then you can change all the details. One more thing is I noticed when I was using my link, my Zoom link that was Olala Library, it was requiring a passcode. So here's how you can take that off. You're going to go to zoom.us and right here you're going to click schedule a meeting. Now you're not really scheduling a meeting, you're just kind of setting up the settings for your personal meeting ID. So you can ignore this stuff at top, but make sure that your personal meeting ID is checked because that is the one that's linked to your unique link. And right here, see how I have the passcode box unchecked? If you want to require a passcode, of course, you would click right here, put in your passcode. I use my school phone number because it's easy for me to remember, but you can come up with one there. But if you don't want it, click here and it will defer to the waiting room. So for right now, you can turn them both off if you'd like, but starting September 27th, you're going to have to enable one or the other for security reasons. My preference is waiting room just because it's easier for kids to not have to type in that passcode. So make sure you schedule the meeting, click on personal meeting ID, turn off passcode, and then you should be good to go. Click save. And now you're all set. Your students shouldn't need that passcode. All right, let me know if you have any questions.